Hi students, I am Bazi from Meslova Dizzy Classroom. In previous session, we know about how forest provides food, shelter, protection and different types of economical and commercial benefits. And now how forest is also reason for a healthy life. Whenever if you face any heavy rain in our cities, what happens? If we see in our cities during heavy rains, we face the problems of drainage blocking system, or the roads are flooded with water, and even if we may find the soil, the red color soil, the water is very reddish due to mixing of soil. But if you see in the forest, it acts as a natural absorber of water, and which it receives almost all the water is seep into the soil, and this maintains the water table throughout the year. Forest controls the floods, and also it maintains the groundwater table, and it also controls the flow of water into the streams throughout the year. Hence, we get steady supply of water in our daily life. If rain hits directly to the ground, it damages the soil layer. In forest, the trees bind the soil together by its roots. But these are absent in cities. Hence, almost all the soil is washed away, and we see the water is red in color. In this way, the forest protects the soil, and also it balances the rainfall, and it maintains the groundwater table, and also it maintains the steady supply of water in the streams and different types of lakes and rivers. You know, in cities, especially during summer, we feel very hot, but in forest and nearer to the forest area, we feel very cool and pleasant. Why? Why? Because the clouds are forming near and above the forest areas, because the plants or trees present in the forest, they absorb the water through its root system, and they release the water vapor, and they forms into clouds in the near and the in and around the forest area. Hence, we feel very cool in the forest areas and nearer the forest areas. But in our cities, we don't have much trees or many trees. That's why we don't feel any coolness, and we feel very hot. And also in our cities, we use different types of vehicles to transport, and we are releasing different types of waste gases, and also we release carbon dioxide. We also consume more oxygen, and we release carbon dioxide. Almost all these type of waste gases and carbon dioxide, they absorb the heat, and which also increases the heat in the urban areas, especially in cities. But in forest area, they absorb these waste gases, especially the carbon dioxide, in which they fix the carbon dioxide in presence of sun, and they release oxygen as byproduct, and this process we called as photosynthesis, through which it maintains the oxygen and carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. Hence, we call forest as a green lungs of the planet. In the same manner, we feel very good environment in and around the forest area, and they also absorb noise from the nearby highways. But whereas in our cities, we feel very noisy zones, because we don't have many trees in our cities. Hence, we feel we have unpleasant environment and unhealthy environment in our cities. In forest, almost all the green plants and trees do photosynthesis to produce food, and the other animals, whether it may be herbivores like vegetarians or carnivores which are non-vegetarians, they directly or indirectly depends on forest for their food requirements. For example, if you see a grass plant which is eaten by any insects like grasshopper, which is in turn eaten by a frog, and that frog in turn eaten by a snake, or that snake in turn eaten by a hawk or eagle, here this forms a food chain. And here many more or number of food chains we may find in forest, and all the food chains are linked together within the forest area to cycle the matter. You know, if you see or if you observe the thick spongy carpet of the forest, we may find the decaying or fallen leaves, twigs, fruits, seeds or other body parts of plants and animals and droppings of animals we may find, which may form a thick carpet or a spongy carpet on the forest surface. All these materials in the forest area, they are decomposed or degraded or decayed by different types of microorganisms, and they convert the dead and decay matter into nutrients. These nutrients are reabsorbed by the roots of living plants. If any animal dies in the forest, what happens? Different types of crows, vultures or eagles, they will eat the complete dead bodies, and they are also called as natural scavengers. In this manner, the nutrients are cycled and nothing goes waste in the forest, even droppings of animals. You know, certain animals eats different types of fruits, but seeds are not digested and they are dispersed in various places of the forest through droppings of the animals. And after that, they get germinated and they regenerate in the various places of the forest. Hence, we call forest as a dynamic living entity and full of life and vitality. But in our today's life, the forest is reduced to large extent and we convert the forest area into different types of croplands and agriculture fields for our benefits. Due to increased population, we draw more resources from the forest areas. In the name of development, we construct various types of buildings, roads across the forest and different types of railway lines and dams across the rivers present in the forest, and also we do mining activities within the forest zones and almost all the different types of developmental activity which also destroys the forest. We developed nuclear, hydel and thermal power plants within the forest areas, and we changed forest area as a tourist spot and which also damaged the life of forest. You know, the excessive cutting of trees in the forest area, we called it as the deforestation. Have you ever listened the word the smuggling and the poaching, which we regularly hear in the news? If you see the different types of body parts of animals and different plants which are present in the forest, certain people, they are drawing all the resources from the forest in illegal manner and they send or they marketed into the national as well as international levels, and they want to generate easy money. You know, the body parts like teeth, tusks, skin, bones and jaws and different types of other body parts like furs. And the plants, especially the teak wood, rosewood, sandalwood, all these are very valuable resources which are coming from the forest, and these people are smuggling in illegal way. They are marketing in national and international level to make easy money, and this is very inhuman activity which are going in the forest. In this manner, the human activities destroys the forest area in large extent. Have you ever questioned that what happens when forest will disappear? You know, due to the developmental activities, if the forest is disappear, what happens? Almost all the birds, different types of animals, insects, they may lose or they may lost their homes. And some animals may die or some may migrate from one place to another place, but they will not sustain. And this type of ruthless behavior of mankind towards the forest is also changed the behavior of nature towards us. Have you ever listened the news about the tufans and cyclones, especially the Hudhud tufan happened in the Vizag? And how much the city is destroyed? How government took different types of activities to restore the city? And we are all familiar with the Hudhud tufan, and also we familiar with forest fires which are happened in Australia or California or US. Why all these things have happens? And if you see in our cities, today we are facing various types of seasonal variations. Especially in summer, it is become very hot than the normal temperature, or in winter it become very cool than the normal temperature of the coolness. Whereas in rainy seasons we face heavy rains which may causes floods, and it may leads to inundation of various places of our city. We also feel that the production of crop or yield also decreased, and changes in the water cycle occurs, and different types of other benefits and other natural pleasant environments we lose in our daily life. If we continued all these activities like this in near future, one day the man will also disappear from this planet. Hence, certain great people are doing work to protect plants by hugging them. And later this movement called as Chipko movement, and it is majorly carried forward by a great personalities like Sundarlal Bahuguna. And this is very important to conserve the forest, because forest is very important in our life. To conserve and preserve the forest areas, our governments like state and central government designed various types of programs to save trees. But it is impossible to save the forest or any trees without involvement of children like you, especially school children. As a part of conservation, try to plant a plant, or don't pluck any plants from your premises. In deforestation areas, replanting is a big achievement in the conservation of forest resources. And also, you may prevent animal hunting and different types of smuggling and poaching activities within the forest zones. And if we eradicate almost all inhuman activities within the forest area, it may boost the forest life as well as forest itself. Then the forest become very healthy. That's the green lungs of our planet, which in turn protect us. The forest provides us food, shelter, protection, and different types of forest products in our daily life. It also prevents the soil from its erosion, and it balances the quality of air, and it balances the rainfall, humidity, temperature, and it controls the natural cycle, especially the water cycle and nutrient cycle within the system, and it creates lot of benefits to mankind. Hence, students try to participate in various types of government campaigns and save trees, and also plant a tree in your life and protect it. And also avoid animal products, especially the leather products, which may reduce the harm to animals present in the forest area. Until now, we understand various types of benefits of forest and its protection and conservation, and how it provide us various types of benefits and how we have to conserve it. And in next time we will meet with another topic. Until then, bye bye students.